Welcome back, everybody, to Awoken Voices. We are here today with my good friend River. Uh, this is going to be a good episode. I've been looking forward to this episode for a little while, actually. For some reason, I haven't gotten you on. I didn't know you were that available. Bro got nothing going on. No, I'm just kidding. He's actually the busiest guy I know. Constantly taking phone calls, constantly to and from monastery. You know what I mean? He's basically a monk already. But yeah, so let's get started. Every episode on we always start with a prayer that Jimmy wrote. So in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father, we come to you this day with hearts filled with gratitude and humility. We praise, bless, and worship you. We can do nothing without you. All things are possible through you. We humbly ask that with your Holy Spirit, fill our hearts and mouths with your words, that we may inspire those listening to glorify you in all ways. O Holy One, awaken our voices in your most magnificent and exalted name, we pray to the Father of that beginning, your all holy and life-creating Spirit, both now and forever to the ages of ages. Amen. So, River.
Yes.
You have a very interesting story and a lot of interesting perspectives on things that we haven't had on the show before.
Okay.
River has a reputation of being a very quiet guy. He doesn't say a whole lot unless asked. You're going to hear him say facts a lot during this episode on stuff that doesn't even make sense. But, so really, if you could be as in-depth with your answers to make this a substantive interview, because a lot of people are going to benefit from this.
Okay.
So, a little bit about your life. You grew up as a Jehovah's Witness for over 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up with your grandparents. Both your parents passed away when you were young. You dealt with multiple passions and are still dealing with multiple temptations, lust, holding a knife to your chest. Was that a real thing?
Yeah, that was when I was younger.
Okay.
I haven't had anything like that.
Judging. So you ended up leaving the Jehovah's Witness, finding orthodoxy through a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've been a catechumen for 4 months. You're planning to be baptized in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
St. Paisios is your patron. So yeah, okay, let's get into early life. I kind of want to know, what were some of your first memories growing up like? What are some of those moments that just stick out to you the most?
I would say some of my first memories, I feel like my first memory ever is having a house party at my old house.
Really?
Yeah, but I was super young. I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
I was just in my room watching TV. But what I actually can talk about from when I was younger is going to the JW church, and when I was in that, I grew up playing sports all my life. I think 5, 6 seasons of baseball, 4 or 5 of football, tennis for 2 years, skateboarding. I love that.
Yeah.
I love physical activity. And I was super into music, I showed you before.
Yeah.
With records, CDs, cassettes. And yeah, I was there.
So what were some of the, other than the house party, what are some of those defining memories that you think of growing up where you're like conversations, getting in trouble? What are some of those?
In middle school, I got in trouble a lot just for being a smart aleck to the teachers and everything.
Yeah.
And I got in trouble with my parents for the same thing.
So, and when you refer to your parents, were these...
My grandparents.
Okay.
I just say parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's why I was asking for the differential. So I was like, well, I know we'll get into that too. But so, what was the first sport you played?
Baseball.
What do you still watch a lot of baseball? You still do?
I never watched it. I always just played it.
Really?
I never.
What'd you play?
Watching it. Early in my first couple seasons, I was probably just outfield, but I felt like the best times I played, or second base and pitcher. I love playing infield.
You a good pitcher?
I think I was good. I wasn't super fast, but I think we had 2 or 3 on the team, and I got the most strikeouts. So
that's good.
I think I did good.
How about football? I mean,
I played receiver and cornerback. I love football. I used to watch it all the time. Seahawks fan.
Nah, crazy.
I love the Seahawks.
Crazy. At least you're not a bandwagon.
Oh no.
Like these Kansas City fans, bro.
Yeah.
So, you're playing these sports. Your parents pass away.
Yes.
How old were you when that happened?
Mom to dad, I think 7.
So do you remember anything about your dad?
Only one conversation. That was it.
What about your mom? Anything?
No.
No. Well, if you don't mind, what had caused your mom to pass away?
Heart attack.
How old was she?
Ooh, I honestly don't know.
Okay. Did they know if it was was it caused by something? Was it just a hereditary?
I think it runs in my family. Like previously, when she was younger, she was smoking, but I think that was cut out of her life at that point. So I wouldn't think it was that. I think it's well, that's written in my family, like heart problems and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were your parents Jehovah's Witnesses as well, or just your grandparents?
I think just my grandparents, and even my grandparents grew up Protestants.
Okay.
So they later converted, and I think my parents were Christians.
Okay.
So.
And what about your dad? What was what was the only conversation that you?
I was at my grandma's house, and she was like, "Do you want to call your dad?" I was like, "I can call my dad."
Yeah.
So I did it, and he was just like, "How are you doing?" I said I was good. He said I was school. I was probably 5th grade, so I just said, "Oh, it's good," you know. And he just said, "Be good for grandma. Pick up your toys. Have fun." And I have actually I think it's like a hand-drawn thing of the Cat in the Hat in my room, and on the back is a little letter he wrote to me, just saying like, "Pray good, pray to God every night," and everything. So.
Why was he not in your life at that point?
He had just got out of jail.
Okay.
At that point.
What was he in prison for?
Drug dealing.
So is that how he died? Drug overdose?
No, heart attack.
He died of a heart attack too.
Yeah, terrible thing in my family.
So was that from drug usage, or was that?
I would think he was off of it. I honestly never dug super deep into it.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, what was that like? I mean, growing up without parents, you just have your grandparents.
It was alright. I would play sports more or less by myself.
Yeah.
Like throwing the football up in the front yard and catching it and doing all that. And kind of learning, watching sports more on my own. But I mean, I love my grandparents. They've done everything for me.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like I'm not like other kids, or like why did this happen to me? Why is it this way? That kind of thing.
I never was like, why me? I never, probably just because I didn't have a relationship with them. If they died when I was like 14, maybe I would have been like, why? But it didn't really affect me. Growing up, I would say I wasn't like, I'm not like other kids. One of the things was Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate holidays.
Yeah.
So in that way, I was like, why am I not like other kids?
What were your thoughts on that growing up? Like, why were you like, I don't understand this?
I was just kind of like, why? And they were like, oh, it's pagan. I'm like, bro, buy me stuff for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay though.
Which is crazy because literally Jesus celebrated Hanukkah and like a multitude of other holidays and the Passover, but sure. But we'll get into that too. So, growing up, you're living with your grandparents, right? Is it just the one set, or are you going back and forth between dad's
I've
parents?
always lived with my grandpa, but I go to my grandma's all the time.
Are they divorced?
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's mainly your grandma that raised you?
Grandpa.
Oh, mainly your grandpa?
Yeah.
Okay. And are they like super devout Jehovah's Witness? Are they...
I think they're... I don't want to say it won't happen, but I don't think they're considering converting. I think they're like, this is what, I'm going to be till I pass. But it's not like we were going to every service every time. I would say they're probably as devout as like an average Protestant. They go on Sunday, maybe once during the week,
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So, your grandparents' influence on your life, what is your grandpa like?
He was in the military. He's pretty, he's not like super emotional. So like, I always go up to him like, give me a hug. He's like, okay. But, he's great. He's always like funded me doing sports.
That's good.
He is open with me, like currently being an Orthodox Christian, like with the icons and everything.
Yeah.
So he's always been lenient. He's always been very nice. He's always supported me in education and everything. So.
All right. So, what about your grandma? What is she like?
She's good. She's definitely more like she's like your stereotypical grandma. Giving giving you candies, like buying you toys and everything when you're younger. She's really sweet. I love her. She's not. We wouldn't like go out of the house and do everything because, it's more of like kind of a son and dad type of thing, playing football, playing baseball, and everything. So we weren't really doing that too much. But she would always buy me snacks, watch movies with me. So she was great in what she did.
That is fun. So what about you said something about knife to your chest? What led up to that?
A kid was making fun of me for my parents being divorced, or not divorced, deceased. When I was younger, luckily I was too young and stupid to actually have the knowledge of what suicide was.
Yeah.
So I had a knife. I was like, dang, this would hurt. So I dropped it. But I was like, I don't want to get made fun of for that.
Yeah. Was that at school? Was it at home?
It was at home. Well, I got made fun of at school, and then that was at home.
So was that happening a lot when you were in elementary?
No, it was just one kid. But I mean, he eventually apologized. I have nothing against him.
That's good.
I mean, we're in elementary school.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really be holding beef with kids.
Exactly.
Elementary school, no.
Yeah.
So let me know when we hit about the 40-minute-ish mark. Just let me know. So, was that a thing, like depression, or do you feel like you were having?
No, I've actually never dealt with depression in a way other people talk about it. The only time I would say I had maybe a few week period of feeling absolutely nothing, I'd just stare at my ceiling, have no feeling at all. But I don't think I've ever dealt with depression. I've had friends that have talked about it, and I haven't.
You're like, I ain't got all that.
I ain't got all that.
So you talk about, you're Jehovah's Witness.
Mm-hmm.
Growing, what are your thoughts about it? Are you thinking this is the only option?
As a kid?
Yeah. Well, and then even getting into your early teenage years.
I mean, obviously, everyone in Texas is Protestant, Christian, Baptist, and everything.
Not for long.
So, yeah, God willing. So, I mean, I had friends that obviously wore crosses and were Christian, but in middle school, no one's going around trying to evangelize.
Well, no, but what are your thoughts on Jehovah's Witness stuff? Are you thinking are you even thinking about it? Is it crossing your mind at all?
In the theological way, why is the Trinity wrong? No, but I would think about it. Some of the services I would actually take seriously.
Yeah.
And I had moments where I was like, oh, I need to get baptized. I need to actually put God first in my life.
What are the Jehovah's Witness services like? What does that
look like? It's just
a
glorified Bible study.
Really?
Yeah, it's pre-written questions and answers. And they just ask the questions to kids, put their hands up and answer. And it's 2 songs at the beginning and the end.
Wait, the kids, how does that work?
Well, the kids and the adults, but it's so they give you a paper with readings on it, and at the end it has a question what does this mean? What are you supposed to do?
So it's basically programming.
Yeah.
It's projected programming.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's just a Bible study.
I mean, can you call that a Bible study if I'm not getting asked the questions that I want to ask?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you remember as a kid, did you ever ask any of the questions?
I would answer them. I wouldn't ask them.
So the kids answer the questions?
The kids and adults, but obviously as a parent, you want your kid to raise their hand and answer it.
Yeah, makes sense. What was that like? I mean,
I was kind of
And what is the Jehovah's Witness Bible compiled of? What is it?
The Protestant canon of the Bible, but they add words in the Bible. So it's if you were to just read it, you would more likely come to a different conclusion than if you even read a Protestant.
Do you remember
Bible.
Anything that they've added to it?
In John 1, it says the word was a God, not the word was a God, making it look like Arianism, which is pretty crazy.
Let's look. Additions to Bible.
They do.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah, in John 1.
Make it appear Jesus was a created being.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. examples. It was trying to say that they didn't add to the Bible, but a translation is not the same thing. The New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures, the NWT.
Yeah.
Okay. John 1:1, yeah. Colossians 1:15,
Yeah,
17. For by means of him all other things were created.
Yeah, making it seem like he was created.
Interesting. When Jesus says, before Abraham was I am, he uses the phrase, I am. The NWT changes this to, I have been.
I feel like either way that...
Well, I have been means, well, I have been would insinuate that I had not been at some point.
Yeah.
Luke 23:43 says, there's a comma placement changes. It says, truly I say to you today, you will be with me in paradise. That's what it normally says. There's a comma before. Most translations place the comma before today. I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. But they added the thing there, that the comma there, suggesting that man would be in paradise that same day. So that people, the placement aligns with their belief that people do not go to heaven immediately after death, but await a future resurrection. So they added a comma, or they moved a comma around to change it up. John 14:14. Some translations include the word me. If you ask me anything in my name, I will do it, which implies Jesus can be prayed to. The NWT omits the word me in this verse to support the teaching that prayer should be directed only to Jehovah. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. But how does that even change anything?
Yeah, some of it's like...
If you ask anything in my name, well, you're still saying if you ask anything in Jesus' name, whether it's me. But anyway, the NWT inserts the name Jehovah multiple times in the New Testament.
Yeah.
Even though the tetragrammaton, whatever that word is Yahweh, the Hebrew name for God.
Yeah.
Interesting. Where do they get the name Jehovah? Do you know that?
I think just that they say it's a translation of Yahweh.
Interesting.
Like, if you were to talk to one, they would never say necessarily the word God. They'd always just say Jehovah.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is from the Jehovah Witness
website.org.
So from the Watchtower. No, we haven't. On the contrary, or have Jehovah Witnesses changed the Bible to fit their narrative? No, we haven't. On the contrary, when we discovered that our beliefs were not completely in line with the Bible, we changed our beliefs. That's not the flex they think it is. Why we believe what we believe, God is not a Trinity. The June issue of Zion's Watchtower in 1882 said, our readers are aware that while we believe in Jehovah and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, we reject as totally unscriptural the teaching that these three gods in one person, or as some put, one God in three persons. Jehovah, our God is one Jehovah. There is but one God, the Father, of whom all things were made, and we unto him, and one Lord Jesus Christ, by whom... What? I don't know what it's saying there, but...
They're just trying to cherry pick the creed.
Yeah. But that's from Deuteronomy, and then they just cherry pick part of the creed.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians, Jesus himself stated the Father is greater than I. Well, yeah, but that's a monarchical trinity. But anyway, what we believe, there's no external torment in a fiery hell. Interesting. God's kingdom is a real government, not just a condition of the heart. What does that even mean? The Watchtower in 1881 said, the setting up... Is this like the Vatican II of Watchtower? The Watchtower 1881? Because everything seems to be changing in 1881. The setting up of the kingdom will, of course, involve the overthrow of the kingdoms of heaven. Interesting.
Yeah, they like to cherry pick verses.
Let's see. Has the Bible been changed or tampered with? Let's see what they say. No. A comparison of ancient manuscripts shows that the Bible is basically unchanged, despite millenniums of recopying or on perishable materials. It's not what AI told me 5 seconds ago. Thousands of ancient biblical manuscripts contain a number of differences, indicating that mistakes were made in copying. No, it's just different bruh. Most of these differences are minor and do not change the meaning of the text. Ah, you see how they slipped that in there? They're trying to say that the minor changes that they edited to make their translation more accurate are just minor and do not change the meaning of the text. Interesting. 1 John 5:7. Some older biblical translations contain the words, "In heaven the Father, the Word, the Holy Ghost, and these three are one." However, reliable manuscripts confirm that these words are not the original text. They were added later. I like how they don't include a source for that. There's no sourcing for that. What reliable manuscript? You know, I'm going to copy and paste this in ChatGPT and let's see if this is accurate. Well, there's more questions, I promise. This just got me on a...
I always tell people, if they don't know that much about it, don't look into it.
I mean...
Like, just because you don't want to. It's not like it's bad, but...
I mean, it is bad, but...
No, it's very bad, but I'm saying it's not like it's gonna make you think.
Oh, actually, they are right in this case. Well, okay, but that's also kind of cherry-picked in of itself as well. Interesting. Okay, in that translation, they are correct. Interesting. Hang on, I'm going to find this because I'm not thinking of it on the top of my head. Biblical verse aligning with Trinitarian theology. Let's find it. This has become a disproved Jehovah's Witness episode really quickly. 1 Matthew 28:19. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Uses one singular name, not names, with three persons.
And the hospitality of Abraham, all the Old New Testament.
Yep. 2 Corinthians 13:14. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Paul places Jesus, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit together in one blessing, but separate in name. Ephesians chapter 4, 4-7, unity of the three. One Spirit, one Lord, one God, and Father of all. Distinct references, Spirit, Lord, and God, the Spirit, Lord, God, in a single unity context. 1 Peter 1:2, chosen according to the foreknowledge of God the Father, through the sanctifying works of the Spirit, to be obedient to Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of crazy. 5 John 14-16. Jesus asked the Father to send another helper, the Spirit. John 14:26. The Father sends the Spirit in Jesus' name. John 16:13-15. The Spirit glorifies Jesus and receives from him. How does the Spirit glorify Jesus if Jesus ain't God?
And also, Stephen prayed to Jesus when he was being martyred, and
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot.
The Word is God, yet distinct from God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was needed. Genesis 3:8, and they heard the voice of God, the Lord, walking in the garden on a cool day, and Adam and his wife hid.
And also,
and it says, like, from the Lord God.
Yeah.
And also in Genesis 1, the Spirit of God is over the earth. And everything.
John 1:1. Oh yeah, we just read that. Hebrews 9:14. Christ offered himself through the eternal Spirit to God. Christ, Spirit, and God the Father appear together in the act of atonement. Isaiah 48:16. And now the Lord God has sent me in his Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Some Christians view this as the Messiah speaking, the Lord, Father, me, Son, and his Spirit. Yeah. I don't know how you can really refute that. The Watchtower is just awesome. I mean, just... Let's look at this. Is the New World Translation accurate? It's based on up-to-date scholarly research, the most reliable ancient manuscripts. In contrast, the King James Version was based on manuscripts that were less accurate and not as old, but that doesn't mean anything. Not as old as those used in the producing of the New World Translation. The New World Translation strives to convey faithfully the original message that was inspired by God. All right. Anybody watching? If you can point to me a accredited source that proves any body of Christians like the Jehovah's Witnesses teach that believed all of this theology and maintained this theology up until now, I'll have a prize waiting for you. Because I don't think anybody can do it. I don't think anybody can do it. Missing books. And the books, the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church include books known by some as the Apocrypha. However, these books were not accepted in the Jewish canon, and it is noteworthy that the Bible says the Jews are the ones who are entrusted with the sacred pronouncement of God. That's might be the most ignorant statement that I think I've ever seen come from another church. Because here's the thing about that statement. You can attest to this. The Septuagint, and it included multiple books from the Apocrypha. I believe all of them that are included in the Eastern Orthodox canon. When you look side by side, the books in the Acts of the Apostles, where the Apostles quote Scripture, their translation matches up directly with the Septuagint. When you look at Paul's references to the Old Testament, they match translation perfectly with the Septuagint, which was the Greek version of the Hebrew Scriptures that were written and then sent out to the Jews that were in exile because they had to flee their country. So, because the Persians came. So, when the Septuagint was written, it was by the Jews.
Yeah.
It was written in Hellenic Greek because Greek was the most commonly used language, so it could be given to all of the descendants of the Jews who no longer speak Hebrew, who now speak the language of the land they're in, Greek, or at least the equivalent of speaking English nowadays, the most commonly used language. That's the equivalent. So, to sit here and say that, no, we don't use the Apocrypha because they weren't accepted in Jewish canon, well then why were the Jewish scholars writing the Septuagint, including Apocrypha text? It doesn't make any sense. Some translations add verses and phrases that are not available in the oldest available manuscripts, but the New World Translation excludes such added material. Most modern translations either omit those latter additions or acknowledge that those additions lack support from the most authoritative sources. I don't know what they're referring to there. Blessed are the poor in spirit be the obscure of something that Jesus highlighted in poverty. However, Jesus' point was not true. Happiness comes from the recognition. I don't know what they're talking about here. Edgar J. Goodspeed. What a name! That's a wild name. Anyway, I mean, they're giving sources here, but every single one of these sources is a Watchtower source.
Yeah.
It's kind of what did they change their name?
Jehovah's Witness?
The Watchtower.
Not that I know of. They might have been.
Oh no, it's still a thing.
Oh, do they still produce them? Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing. I thought the Watchtower was like the high, that was the name of the,
church.
Yeah, I thought it was like the main government of the church.
No.
Who's the government of the church?
It's just I think they call them elders, but I don't remember. I knew about it when I was younger, but
let's look this up. Who is the church government in Jehovah's Witness? The neighbors over there are Jehovah's Witness. Their kid went crazy because of it.
I bet.
He got arrested because he went crazy. It was bad. The governing body.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A group of senior, longtime elders based in the world headquarters in Warwick, New York. I know where we're going next. Oversees doctrine and teaching. Approves publication. Yeah, they approve all the Watchtower publications.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Bro, have you ever seen some of the Watchtower movies?
I don't think so.
Bro, they're insane. I wonder if I can find... They're crazy. No, not Dead Rising. What are we talking about? Some of them are pretty bad. Yeah, like they spend millions on these movies and they're terrible. They're like Jesus dramas. Yeah, like Jesus flexing his bicep and women being told to cover up. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? Like they're a giant joke. When you really, I don't know how anybody can still genuinely follow Jehovah's Witness. What are we at time-wise? I don't know how anybody can still
31.
genuinely follow Jehovah's Witness without, like... Are you scheduling the uploads? Is that what you're doing?
I'm working on finances. 31.
Okay. I just don't know how anybody can genuinely do it. And, like, actually... Huh?
Cool.
That's what it is. So, where do you get the evangelical start? Where do you say Jehovah's Witness is wrong?
Yeah, so I used to be a lot more into cars than I am now. I had a Miata, messed with it, and
You had a Miata?
yeah, second gen.
Bro, where is it?
I sold it.
Why?
It was too low to drive.
How low did you have it?
I'll show you. It was pretty dope. I liked it. But
Bro, I want a Miata.
oh dude, best car ever. But when I had
Manual?
that, no, actually no. But I do know how to drive manual, but it was auto.
Shoot, I'll take a Miata that's not manual.
No, if you want one, buy manual. Yeah.
Man, that's sexy.
Thank you, Papa.
How much did you buy that for?
But I think like around $4,000, but it was a rebuild.
What year?
Oh, 4.
How much did you say about $4,000?
I bought it for about 4.
How many miles did it have on it?
Like 140. I mean, it's the most reliable motor. So,
Bro, where can I get one?
but the thing that sucks is they went up in price. Actually, they might be down now. When I sold mine, they were starting to go down.
Oh, shoot.
Don't buy NC. Don't buy that gen.
NZ,
Wait, what year is that? 2010? Don't buy that gen.
2018,
Yes, buy that gen.
14K.
The new ones are beautiful.
They are beautiful. 2007, 11,000. If I was going to buy one, I want a
Don't buy
convertible.
those 7 gen.
Why? They were bad.
They're ugly.
That's cool.
You want one of the good looking ones.
I wonder if they have my Carvana.
They definitely do.
That's where I look at all my cars, Carvana. Ooh, 95 for 14,000.
Heck.
Miata leather package.
I had 2 friends with the first gens. They're great.
Let's look. I want a Miata. MX-5 or MX-5 RF?
MX-5. Here's my friend with the first gen. Me post it up. Do it.
I might sell a Kia. Why is Shaq on here?
Shaq's on everything.
Bro, Shaq just puts his face on everything, collects a royalty, bro. Ooh, these are expensive, bro.
Yeah, that's because they're like the new gen. I love the new gen.
It's the cheapest one on here. $2,000 and it barely runs. Hey, I'll take it. Let's look. So you have the evangelical friend. You were saying you're into cars.
Yeah, so I was into cars. I would go to car meets, Buc-ee's all the time. And I met this friend, and I got a snap. And he would snap me him reading the Bible. And I was at car meets opening his snap, and I'm like, oh, he's reading the Bible. And I'm out doing nothing with my life. You know, I'm at car meets with people I don't even know. So that made me just think a little bit. And then I started talking to him. Eventually, we were like, yeah, don't buy that gen. We were like,
why?
yeah,
What's wrong with this
it's
one?
ugly.
Yeah, that's kind of sexy.
No, that gen's not good. It's very hard to make that one look good.
Bro, no, this is sexy.
Dude, look at the front bumper. It's so ugly. And
Nah, that's sexy. It looks like this.
Exactly. You don't want it.
I want the flip-up lights, bro. Parking next
You
to me.
don't. That's the slowest car you'll ever be in.
I don't need a fast car.
It has 90 horsepower, bro.
I need a fast car.
I don't either.
I said I need a fast car now.
Oh yeah. So eventually, we were like, yeah, let's do Bible studies at a coffee shop. That's like 10 minutes from our house.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and we did it like all the time. For like a month, we would read like a chapter, talk about it, do all that. But I was still, yeah, by that gen.
For 17,000, bro.
That's a new one.
It's from 2016.
It's a new gen. And I was still considering myself a Jehovah's Witness at that point.
Uh-huh.
But then, one time we were talking, it was just me and him, I think. And I was like, well, I've always been taught that Jesus is separate from God. He was like, what? What is this blasphemy?
Bro's like, what is he yapping about, bro?
Yeah, so then I told him that, yeah, they're cool. Buy a manual, 6-speed. They're tough.
I can't drive manual.
You'll learn. Those are the easiest cars to learn in.
Ooh, look at that car play.
Yeah, the interior is really nice. I was able to sit in one. It's pretty nice. And
Heated seats.
yeah, it's a new one. And after a little bit after that, like just me researching, reading the Bible for myself at home, I was like, okay, well, Jesus is claiming to be God.
Ooh.
Oh, the handbrake? Yeah. I mean, that's a leather. You can replace that easy.
True.
So I was like, yeah, Jesus is claiming to be God. So then I was like, okay, I'm a Christian.
But the
now,
insurance on that would be insane.
On a new one? No. These are, they were cheap insurance.
For my age,
Bro, I'm the same age as you.
we'll have to talk about how much you pay for insurance after. 'Cause mine on like my Kia, I just
Don't say it, so be like, oh my, bro, you're getting scammed. Dude, is that full?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little more reasonable. But
why? What is yours?
I think
Like two lower than that? Or?
I think it's like 80 for liability.
Okay, but that's full.
Yeah, but 400 compared. Even-
Yeah, just out me like that after I type it.
Or who
I
cares?
get it. Well,
It's
it doesn't matter.
insurance.
Anyway, bro. Yeah,
Even
like,
if mine
for a
was
Kia,
full, it's
for
like
a
2.
Kia, nah, for a Kia Soul, I'm paying
You're gonna
that for
scam.
full. Oh, for sure.
I would check around.
I might.
But at that point, I was like, okay, I'm a Christian, but not like Catholic, Orthodox,
Might be too.
Protestant. I was like, okay, I'm just a Christian.
Yeah.
So then I was just watching Protestant YouTubers and reading my Bible, not going to any church. I was like, yeah, I'm good, I'm saved, all that.
Nah, bro's not saying.
And then after a little bit, or actually right before I was like, I'm a Christian, when I was still claiming to be a Jehovah's Witness, but going out with my friends, I went
Yeah.
to a Catholic church.
What do you think of the Catholic Church?
I didn't like it, but not because, well, obviously the Catholic Church isn't the church.
Well,
But I would have liked it a lot more, like if it was a little after I was like claiming to be a Christian. Because I mean, there are like beautiful things about it, but I didn't understand it at the time.
Yeah.
So
Right.
then my friend, who actually is the one who helped bring me to Christianity, he also went to the Catholic Church. He didn't like it a lot. And then he texted me, why don't we go visit an Orthodox church? And I had seen some videos about Orthodoxy. I was
Was
like,
he Orthodox?
no, we were both like just inquiring.
Mm.
And I had seen some videos about Orthodoxy. I was like, okay, I'll go. So we went to St. Anthony's for the first time in like March.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is going on? We were standing the whole time. There was incense. They were like,
Bro's
they
tweaking
were
out.
asking about like intercession for the saints. I was like, what is this? This is insane.
Yeah.
But I kept going every week, even though I didn't understand it. And looking at videos, talking to Father David, asking him questions. And slowly but surely, I became a catechumen in like 4-ish months or so.
So when did you just decide this is it?
The Orthodox Church?
Yeah. When were you like, this is it?
Probably like, I would say maybe like a few months after, just when I was, because I don't watch them anymore, but I used to watch a lot of apologetics about Orthodoxy.
Yeah.
And whenever you see the Orthodox person refute every point, and you can see I don't watch them anymore, but
Yeah.
whenever you can see every point being made, it lines up with the history. If you go to a Protestant church, a Catholic church, it's not as reverent. It's really obvious.
Yeah.
It's the Orthodox church. But that's when I was like, okay, well, it's time to live it out and say the prayers and
Yeah.
actually be nice. So,
Bro, check this one out.
Do not get an Audi, bro.
Why not?
You're just like Eric. He has an Audi. I don't like German cars.
What's wrong with German cars?
Expensive.
This is
Overrated.
11,000.
Yeah, it's gonna break down on you the first
That's not bad.
a Trailblazer.
GLA. No,
Oh,
GLA
yeah.
for 2018.
You're gonna get scammed.
For only 72K?
You're getting scammed.
Bro, what do you mean you're getting scammed?
Just buy an extended cab truck and be happy with your life.
I don't like trucks. Trucks are too much for me.
I have one. So
I like sedans and SUVs, bro.
Yeah.
So, Tesla Model 3.
Don't buy an.
All right, you know what I think? Hear me out. Ugliest car I've ever seen in my life.
Teslas
arguably.
aren't ugly.
No, Rivian.
Oh yeah,
This bug car, bro. And they make them in trucks?
that's hard.
That's hard. You think that that's hard?
I think ugly cars are tough.
I
love-
see them everywhere now. This is like the pug of
I love
cars.
Cybertrucks.
I don't think Cybertrucks are ugly. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, yeah, then we agree.
What is that? Who
That's
designed
how-
that?
That's how the third gen Miata looks. Everybody
That
else.
looks like Baymax, bro.
That's how everyone else sees the third gen Miata. That's why you don't buy it.
Bro, that looks like Baymax.
You know what's crazy? They're actually really good cars. They just have such an ugly.
What,
front end.
Rivians?
No, the third gen Miatas.
Oh yeah.
They're actually great cars. Everyone just calls them ugly, so no one buys them.
This one, the Gen 5?
That's the fourth gen. Yeah.
Oh shoot. So when in well, okay. What was your first impression on the icons? Did you have a problem with them, or were you like, what?
I actually didn't have a problem. I actually bought some icons like my third, fourth week going.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
What did your grandparents think of that? Shaq's favorites. Why is that a button?
I think I love Shaq. My parents aren't actually that much against them. They actually explained veneration to them once, and they've
You
seen
told me
them.
about that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, you were telling me about that. That was last time.
Yeah, and they've seen the icons I have in my room. I mean, they think it's like a lot, but they're not like, oh, that's idolatry. The Jehovah's Witness. I actually had some Jehovah's Witness come to my house and try to talk me out of this. When I was like,
Wait, really?
well, not talk me out, but so I was texting them, and they were like, well, I've been hearing, stuff about you, right? I'm like, yeah, I believe Jesus is God. They're like, okay, let's have a chat. So they came to
Were
my
they adults?
yeah, grown men, like high 20s, 30.
That's kind of wild.
And they came to my house. They were talking to me, and they told me about like icons or idols. And I'm like, well, if you have a photo of someone in your house, is that an idol? If you kiss a photo of your grandma, is that an idol?
What'd they say?
They're like, no. I'm like, well, there you go.
And what'd they say to
but-
that?
They just moved on. But that was when I was like kind of in the like early stage, and I was just debating people. Like that's not how an Orthodox Christian should live. But I
No,
mean,
yeah. Well,
to be
yeah.
fair, they were attacking.
I mean, yeah, no,
sure.
it happens.
But my grandparents fine with the images.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, what was your first icon?
Well, I think my first icon,
I'm getting a mini coupe.
it might have been the one of the Trinity and St. Paisios. I bought those two.
So you
Actually,
St.
no.
Paisios immediately
Actually-
spoke to you.
No, I think the first one I got was like, it was a real small, like, it was like this size, a little smaller of Christ and the Theotokos. But the first like icons like this size, like
Mhm.
actual like icons, were the Hospitality of Abraham and St. Paisios.
Okay.
And I bought those together same day.
So St. Paisios immediately stuck out to you.
Yeah, I saw videos of him, I think, before I like had actually attended.
We'll
I was
get into
like-
that.
I was like, okay, this is the same. This
So, what other saints were the first ones that kind of clicked for you? And then we'll go on break.
Besides St. Paisios, I would say first. I don't really remember from like when I was early. I was maybe Abba Gerasimos, one of the Desert
I was
Saints.
to say, I don't think I knew his story.
Really? I just printed an icon of him.
I'll have to look.
Oh,
You
that's
print your icons out?
No, I just printed a few. They're the first ones.
Are you gonna try to do what we were talking about?
Yeah, I asked Father David about it. He said it was fine as long as like you want to get a high quality one and shoot it nice.
Mhm.
I can show them to you.
Can you make me some, bro?
Yeah, I actually was going to today, but I got like busy, so
You were gonna make me an icon?
I was gonna go and like print out a nice
Oh
one.
shoot!
I was gonna do the ones of the like 3 holy hierarchs, but instead it was like Paisios, Porphyrios, and the other one.
Can you make me one of those,
Yeah.
bro? That'd be sick. Oh, speaking of which, all right, before we go on break, I almost forgot to do this. Everybody who comes on the show gets a gift.
Okay.
Yours, I think you're gonna like. It is an old Russian Stations of the Cross, or Stations of His Life, really.
It's the scenes of his life.
Yeah,
I was
Nativity, Crucifixion,
Annunciation,
Annunciation,
burial,
Burial,
resurrection.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that also
I
resurrection?
believe that's Ascension.
Ascension. Really?
Yeah.
Because the guards are down.
That might have been.
I think
when
it's
he got out of
swapped.
it, too.
I think that's resurrection.
Yeah, that is. Cause see, it's correct.
Wow, I've never seen this one before.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's an old Russian one.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Well, we are going to go on break here for a couple minutes, go to the bathroom break. When we get back, we are going to talk about a whole slew of things. We're going to see where it goes. We're going to talk about some different saints, some of his, again, more first impressions on different things in the church, the gift of the monastery that is pretty close to both of us, Father Justin.
Mm.
We're going to talk about monastic life and calling, American Orthodoxy, the elder Saint Ephrem of Arizona,
Amen.
Father Seraphim of Rose. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about a couple different things. So we'll be back. All right. So how did you choose St. Paisios?
I felt like he chose me because there was a brief time where I was overthinking picking my patron.
Yeah. I was too for a little while.
Yeah. But St. Paisios, I saw videos of him before and as I was coming into the Orthodox Church.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first saint I got an icon of. He's very modern, very gentle.
Yeah.
It's very easy to love him. And there was one time where I want to pull it up on my notes app because I wrote it down and I thought it was super cool. It was where I can't find it, but I'll try to go off memory. But I was just like, my mind was racing. I was like, I need to stop. This isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
So I was just looking up videos about Orthodoxy to just like be reminded of the spiritual life, to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And I didn't look up any specific saint. I didn't look up the Theotokos, St. Paisios. I just looked up Orthodoxy, and genuinely like 15 videos straight, it was only St. Paisios.
Bye, bro. Yeah. Like
It was only St. Paisios, even though I didn't look him up. And I was like, oh my gosh. I would scroll, oh my gosh, it's him talking to me, it's him talking to me.
That's insane.
And it's beautiful. Yeah. And
Wow.
I got Father David's blessing to pick St. Paisios as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. So what other saints were you considering? Also, I just found this of Elder Ephrem. It's all the monasteries.
You should buy like the nicest frame and gift it.
To the monastery?
Yeah.
I would have to actually, because this, I think this is supposed to be, because you see how it has the one bell tower?
Mm-hmm.
I think either that one, no, I think that one is supposed to be
Archangels.
Holy Archangels, because
Maybe.
the 2 crosses on the top, and you know the Holy Archangels is kind of orange.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one with Holy Archangels in it.
Yeah.
Archangels.
I mean, even if it wasn't in it, he started at like 20, so I mean.
Like, no, maybe that's not it. But
Yeah, it doesn't have a dome, but.
which one would be it? Because I want to find, that might be supposed to be it. But then I also found this one, but I really like the St. Joseph that has a cast over him.
Oh, yeah.
But I had just found,
We could do that exact same one to Father Justin, because he loves Joseph as a guest.
that is
of
true.
course.
That one's not it. None of those are it. But I'm trying to find one of him with Holy Archangels in it. If I was going to do that for Holy Archangels, I would actually like custom send that to
Mm-hmm.
like Legacy Icons or something to print. We should do that because you can make custom
Yeah.
icons if you have the pictures.
Yeah. That'd be beautiful.
I've thought about taking that and custom making it. I might do that actually. But I want to get one of Elder Friend like really badly. So I'm going to decide which one it is. But I haven't decided which one yet.
Yeah, you'll find a million, so.
Yeah, I have a million already in there.
Yeah.
I just haven't decided which one yet. But it feels so surreal saying that, even though I was like just there
Mm-hmm.
the other day.
Amen.
Well, we're gonna get into that. What was your initial impression on like the vestments that everybody was wearing? Like,
In the
all
church?
Yeah.
I never had a problem with it. To be honest, I never thought too much of it. I was.
Because like when I saw the bishop's vestments, I was like, "Oh, he's dripped out like a king. What is going
Yeah,
on?"
I mean, when you read the Old Testament, you can see why.
Oh yeah.
But it was never really.
Yeah. Go ahead, and then I'm gonna have to let her in.
It was never like a thing like I had to overcome it.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. Pause for just a minute. I know it's gonna be a pain to edit. All right, so tell me a little bit about Jehovah's Witness theology.
I always tell people it's a mix of like Muslims and Protestants. Yeah.
How so?
They don't believe in the divinity of Jesus. They don't believe the Holy Spirit is a God nor a personal being. They just believe
Interesting.
it's like a force of the Father.
Okay.
Yeah. They're iconoclast. What else is like? Obviously, they don't believe in the reality of communion, and I'm sure they don't believe in the reality of baptism.
Okay. They still baptize, right?
Yeah, but I bet they just do it because like they're passionate, you know. What else are like bigger points in theology?
What are their views on like? Obviously, we know about the scripture thing. We talked about
Yeah.
that. What makes them kind of Muslim?
Only believing in the Father.
Oh, I see.
That's why I say that.
Well, no, but they believe Jesus was like a demigod.
Yeah, they did that. But yeah, I guess it's just like a false divinity state of like Protestantism. That's how it
Okay.
is.
So they're worse than Protestants.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say they're worse than Mormons?
To be honest, I don't know enough about Mormons. I honestly would say no off what I heard about Mormons.
Yeah, I think Mormons are like the bottom rung of
Yeah.
theology. At least Jehovah's Witnesses try to claim stuff.
Yeah.
They're not like changing things every year.
Yeah.
Every 10 years, the Mormons just change something.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the gift of the monastery.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about your love for the Holy Archangels and the monastery specifically.
Yeah. So I originally went with my friend who introduced me to Christianity. We tried to go for a Vesperal service at the, like, later in the day. But they were busy building. I think it was when they were starting the greenhouse towards the back. So they didn't have it. So we were just in the waiting room by the bookstore and everything. And it was beautiful. But we didn't get to talk to any of the monks. They were doing confessions. So it was really busy.
The monks were confessing?
No, just the normal people that come. And so we just left because we didn't get to go to a service. So I was like, well, I want to go, obviously. So I came back on my own for liturgy, and it was beautiful. I pulled out my phone to record it, and I recorded, not Pablo, our friend, but when one of the other priests were censing, and you don't record the monks or the priest.
Really?
Yeah, so they told me to delete that video. But if you have a video of just the monastery, that's fine. But
They don't let... You can't get a video of the monks or the priests?
Well, I mean, people have it posted of them, but they don't want you to record the priest or the monks.
I wonder why.
I'm pretty sure just for their safety, like their families seeing, like what they're doing.
Okay. Guyan, go on YouTube. The video of Holy Archangels Monastery. Private that for me, because there's a monk in that video.
This is his face, like
Yeah.
yeah.
He passes by, and if you pause, you can show his face. And I don't want to disrespect the monastery. We'll re-release that video, or we'll just take it down. I mean, it's not a big deal. Or I'll just redo it next time I'm at the monastery on Friday. We can redo it.
This one?
Yeah, the one with Father Justin in the video. Unless you can find a way to edit out the part where the monk walks by. Because he was like, "Oh, are you taking pictures?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," and he didn't have a problem with it. But I didn't know that. Nobody said anything about that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about it. You said you come back.
Yeah, I came back. It was amazing. I actually saw Matt.
Yeah.
There once. Like we didn't plan it. We were just both there.
No.
So that was really cool. And it was still. I've gone over a handful of times now. I kind of
Yeah.
know how it goes now. But that was when I was newer. I was like nervous of like messing anything up. And I was
No.
actually.
I'm nervous about going there, and I'm baptized.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, if you go like 3 more times, you won't be nervous. But that was actually when I met and talked to Papa Ephraim for the first time, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was a priest at first. I thought he was just a monk. And
He's a great monk.
amazing. And yeah, I've just gone a handful of times after for the morning liturgies on my own with friends, and it's a blessing because it's only like 10-15 minutes farther than St. Anthony's for me. So it's not a big commitment to do.
Hang on, I'm trying to look this up.
Well, it probably depends. I'm sure some monks are fine with it, but I'm just saying the priest.
I see. Yeah, it says some try not, like some.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a specific order from like the
Bishop.
Well, it could be from the bishop or it could be from the abbot.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want anybody photographed or videotaped, and it's an obedience thing.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit more. What are some of the memories from the monastery, specifically where you're like, or conversations with monks or things
Oh,
like that?
bro, the vigil before the Feast of the Art, I was crying the whole time.
Bro, really?
Dude, oh my goodness, it was insane. But I mean, time we went earlier last week, you got there a little later.
Mm-hmm.
The time me, Paisios, and Sebastian came to when it starts, I cried the whole time. For like
Okay.
10-15 minutes, but we were just sitting there, like on the prayer rope, just talking to each other. I was crying the whole time. I don't even. It's not like. I don't know why. I just do, and I mean it's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
The icons are amazing. Obviously, the hand carved iconostasis is crazy.
And the story he was telling us about that, we'll have to talk about that here in a second.
Yeah, but I mean it's it's a little overwhelming going to a monastery. I think the first time I talked to Papa Ephraim was right after I was a catechumen. So just becoming a catechumen, going to a monastery,
How was that conversation?
It was good. I told him, I was like, I just became a catechumen. Do you have any advice? And he really didn't talk to me too much. He was busy. But he told me, just be obedient to what your spiritual father says and do that. Which, even though it probably didn't sit with me in the moment, it's probably really good because now I'm talking to Father David more, and I realize how much more important that is than just watching YouTube videos of people and listening to them. Because that's your spiritual father. That's who sees you every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your obedience.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about when Father Ephraim was talking to us when we were there, when you and I were there before this last time.
Last week or the week before?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was amazing. We waited a while to talk to him, but I mean, he's very busy. They all are. It's not that many monks that live there for how big the place is. They can definitely have more, so they have a lot on their hands.
Yeah.
But it was he's a very outgoing person for what you would imagine a monastery is. He's very nice to everybody, very outgoing. And he was talking to you about your journey from before you were Orthodox to you and friends and family.
He was very gentle.
Very gentle. That's when he first talked to me. He was like, "You're not in trouble," because I was like, "I just want to go in the bookstore." He was like, "You're not in trouble. It's okay." Amazing guy. And he's been there for 30 years since it was built.
He knew St. Ephraim and was on the team that went and scouted out monastery locations. And he had just become a novice, I think he said.
I think it was before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought he had said he was a monk, a novice in Arizona, and an elder friend came to him and told him,
That he wants to start doing everything.
he said, I want you to come to Texas.
Yeah.
And he was like, what are you talking about? Because at the time that was supposed to be a women's monastery.
It was, yeah.
And yeah, he said the little skeet that's down the road was originally all that there was.
Yeah, that's where they spent most of their time. Still to this day, they mostly lived over there.
Mm-hmm. And he said it wasn't until recently they moved up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very common. You'll see monks driving golf carts.
Yeah, it's for the first time I went with my friend for the Vespers that we didn't get to end up going. As soon as we got out of the car, he goes, "Bro, I saw a monk driving a golf cart." He's so excited.
It is pretty sick, honestly. The monks are constantly whipping it around, you know.
Yeah, it's
They're racing. No, I'm just kidding. But it's got to have happened once.
Oh
Because
yeah,
monks can still have fun every once in a while. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Are any of the monks there novices?
Well, you thought the one that had the paint on his cassock was?
Yeah, but I thought the novices weren't allowed to speak to anybody.
To be honest, I haven't heard that. You might be right. I just don't know.
I don't know. But I assumed he was either a novice or he was
Newer,
like a newer schema or something.
maybe.
Because there's a difference between a great schema and a schema.
Yeah, maybe we can ask him if anyone here is a novice or just recently was like fully.
Y'all got any great schemas in the way?
Maybe.
Bro, imagine driving, you look to your left and you see like a great schema with the red
Mhm.
habit on, and I'd tweak out.
I would.
Be like, Abba, your ronda, please. So, Father Justin, he just got here from
Utah.
Utah. Tell us a little bit about him and the mission parish he started.
Yeah. So I saw him at the monastery for the feast, and I'd recognize him because he's been on like Roots of Orthodoxy, I think. And but I didn't get to go up and meet him. But I was like, oh, I know that guy. I actually told my friend about it. I think maybe during the vigil. I was like, yeah, I think I saw this like taller dude. And then we found out he has a mission parish in Bulverde, which again is only about 50 minutes from me.
Hang on one second.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
If you can just black out his face or do something like that.
So I was like, oh, I gotta see him.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I went the first day after the grand opening, so not that many people went. And I got there a little bit early, and he came up, he talked to me, I got his blessing.
And then I even went like 2 days after you.
Yeah. And just the absolute nicest guy you'll ever meet, the nicest priest ever. And then when I came back on like the Saturday where everyone came that they planned in the Discord, he remembered my name. He was like, "Oh, River, good to see you." I was like, "Bro, that makes such a huge difference. Like coming to not even your home church, and the priest remembers you. That's amazing." And he's a great. I've been to a handful of his liturgies. He raises the best family possible.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
Have you seen him discipline his kids? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The way he does it, where he's like...
the Saturday when we all ate in his house, you could hear him like telling his kids to...
There was a time... But he's gentle about it.
Yeah.
There was a time where... well, it's happened a couple of times. Because that's just what happens when you have little kids his age. And you have kids different age. They fight.
Mm-hmm.
They quarrel. And... the one kid was wanting to hold the blessed bread. He was wanting to hold the antiforon. The other one wanted to hold it, and they were fighting over it. And so finally he walks by and he goes, ah. Then the older kid hands it back over.
Yeah.
Then he'll be in the middle of a homily. He always does his homilies with his eyes closed. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Yeah, I know.
He closes his eyes. And
his eyes are closed a lot during the liturgy. It's like he
doesn't pay attention to who's in the room. He's in the moment. His girls are like playing and play fighting. Girls, stop. As I was saying, St. John Christos, and he goes right back into it, and like just as passionate. His disposition is the same. The girls immediately stop.
Yeah.
He's just such a good priest, man.
I love him.
So I was supposed to start altar serving with him this past weekend, but he had spoken to his bishop about me,
Mhm.
and his bishop said, well, just because he's new to the parish, he was like, let's give it
A month.
a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know, up until basically a month. He was like, and also, you know, let's, just because the space is so small, he goes, if you do outdoor liturgies or you do liturgy back in the building, he goes, then we can allow him to. And he said, but until then, I wouldn't. And
Yeah.
so he told me that, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe blessed. If the bishop said that, well, I'm gonna obey the bishop. I'm not gonna fuss. You know what I mean? Like, it's all in obedience. And he was like, well, he was like, you know, I really want to nerd, because I got there early, because he had told me, like, oh, you know, if you're coming on, I think this is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
He goes, you know, when you come, just come a little early. He told me what to wear and all this, and he was even joking with me. I had my shirt buttoned undone a little bit, and he was like, none of this. This may work for the ladies, and he goes, but not for church. And I was like, oh, sorry, Father. He's like, nah, just give me a hard time. You're okay.
Yeah, I love him.
But then I got there early, and it was funny because you could tell he had already told his son. I walked in, his son saw me. He walked back, and then Father Justin comes out and is like, he told me that about the bishop. And he was like, but I love your zeal. He's like, I want to nourish that.
Yeah.
And he goes, so as soon as possible, I'm going to get you in acolyte robes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, Father. And he was like, a little later, you know, I'm standing there and praying. And I wasn't really disappointed, but I was a little like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But then he comes over and he peeks his head out of the altar and he goes, Nectarios, come here. And I was like, what's up? And he goes, you stand in the altar today. And I was like, oh, wow. So I did the whole liturgy in the altar, and that was very
Holy.
Yeah. Like, I don't really know how to feel
Yeah.
other than reverent. I pretty much had my head bowed the whole time. So I was like, I'm not worthy to be in here.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. So if you're in the San Antonio or Austin or New Braunfels area, go to Bulverde. We'll leave the link somewhere on this video to the church. I'll send it to my editor, our great Guyan. We'll send it to him. He should be on the show too soon. I'll send it to him and we can put it in the description or something, or I'll put it in the description, or we'll put it up on screen. The address. Well, no, I won't put the address because that's also his home address. But I will put it up. Well, I guess it doesn't make a difference.
No, they would find it.
Yeah, they're gonna find it anyway. But at least if I put up, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want to put it up there, but I'll put the.
You'll find a way to do it.
Yeah,
You could just put the name and put Bulverde. They could look it up.
You can't. It's not on the map yet. You have to look up the actual address.
Yeah.
I'll put it into.
Just put the website link.
Yeah, I'll put the website link. And then from there, if you do, please get the chance to go support just by being there. Shows your support for the parish, and it helps drive him. You know what I mean? Like I can assume as a priest that in the process of building a church is really hard because you have nobody coming. You have 2 people maybe that are regularly coming, and that's it. And when you see a ton of people that are coming from all around the area that want to support, that want to donate, that want to start coming to liturgies, that want to visit, that kind of helps revive your zeal a little bit, I would imagine, as a priest, and your drive, because you're like, okay, there is a community that genuinely wants this and needs this. And also, tell the story about the money that came in.
Oh, yes. So, he's been doing the services just in a small warehouse on his property, and it's beautiful.
Well, start off with the property itself.
Oh, the whole property was donated. It's what, like 5 acres?
Probably, yeah.
It's probably about 5 acres, and beautiful, simple house with.
Yeah, there's a house, there's a mobile home, and then there's a warehouse. It was the whole property was just shy of $1 million. And when the guy sent it to Father Justin was like, I don't have $1 million.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have any money right now. I got 10 kids.
Yeah.
So the guy goes, okay, we'll talk about it. Or we'll I'll see what I can do. The guy got him down to $930. Justin was like, That's great.
I don't know.
I'll have 9:30. Guy goes, don't worry about it. I bought it for you. And he's like, what do you mean you bought it for me? And he goes, I bought the whole property for you. You go move out there.
Yeah.
So the guy spent nearly $1 million buying the whole property. It's paid off and everything to him, which is crazy because churches never get bought. Like the ground that eventually gets consecrated.
Mm-hmm.
Never do they get bought in full before they're like
Actually,
immediately. Yeah. Like even most churches will not get consecrated until the whole church is paid off, which is why usually most churches are not consecrated until at least a decade after they're built.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And then for the expansion of the warehouse to make it into an actual church building, you can tell that part.
So the warehouse is where he's been doing the liturgies, and it's beautiful. He has a few icons that are 4 or 5 foot tall, gifted from the monastery, which is insane. I couldn't imagine how much those are.
Oh my goodness!
Like $2,000.
Yeah, probably a pop.
Yeah, so just $4,000 donated in icons, probably 5 with all the other ones, and it's beautiful. But for it to be how you would imagine most Orthodox churches, with the altar being like fully separated, the iconostasis, the more spacious than the heavens and everything, it was going to cost what, 150, 175 grand, 125 grand. And he wanted to do it, but like he said, he has no money. He has 10 kids. He just moved out there.
Yeah.
He's just trying to live. And one person donated 100 grand, just sent it to him. And he was like, wow, 100.
Yeah.
A
He's
tenth
like,
of the
holy
property
cow.
too.
Yeah.
And then just the cherry on top, someone donated like 75 grand
The next day.
the next day. So
And mind you, he told me on Wednesday, he was like, yeah, the expansions will probably happen in 4 or 5 months.
Mhm.
I get there on I think it was Friday, and he goes, all right, we're starting Monday.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And the way he described it is, it's going to be the most beautiful
It's going to be great.
church.
They're going to put down some actual tile. Well, first, they're taking out a wall, so the whole room is going to be about quarter more size.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fit about 200, 300.
Yeah, he said 2.
Yeah. Well, max you can fit 300.
Yeah.
If you're up against the icon wall, but probably about, at most probably about 300 people, and which is actually a pretty good size for a mission parish, and for any parish really in general. Then they're going to take out this garage door and put in wooden doors.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to reorient the entire altar to face east.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to take out, right now they literally just have metal sheet walls.
Yeah.
That don't match. They're rusted. Some of them are painted white, some of them are painted red. They're going to strip all that out, and they're going to put in some actual drywall.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to spray foam in between everything to actually insulate it. So they're basically taking
So it's not loud.
Yeah, they're basically taking the frame of the whole building that's there, and stripping it down to the frame, and then rebuilding from there.
Yeah.
They're gonna have real roofing. Eventually, he's gonna put He's gonna do the inside with wood, and then the outside's gonna be with. What did he say? He's eventually gonna do stone, but he doesn't have the money for that now. That'll be later on. But then on the inside, they're going to put another arch. So they're going to put arches everywhere to give it more of a church feel.
Yeah.
They're going to use the already beams, the support beams that are there, and they're going to put a faux arch matching it and decorate them out. They're probably going to do them in wooden arches. So that'll be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then he said an iconographer that was in Utah.
Moved out, right?
Yeah, that was his parishioner, moved out. They're about to move in. And he said in 2-3 months, they're going to do the whole church as well. They're going to hand paint it all.
Yeah.
And he was like, so very quickly in the span of a year, this church is going to be built, to be an actual
Fully done.
church.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Other than putting the cross on top and doing
Yeah.
the stone on the outside,
Mhm.
it'll be pretty much fully done.
Yeah.
Fully constructed. Which is crazy, because normally these things will take 4 or 5 years to actually put together for a mission parish and then build an actual church structure.
Yeah.
That's not just a warehouse. You can tell that this is very much being blessed by God and Joseph the Hezekiah, because no other way would it be done this
Possible.
well or be possible, without their blessing, clearly.
Mm.
So monastic life and calling.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Your love for the monastic life. Are you putting the Orthodox cross over his face?
It'd be easier than like trying to edit the sound.
Yeah, probably. I don't care about his voice. Nobody's gonna like take the snippet of his voice and track him down. If they're doing all that, they were gonna find him eventually.
Anyway, yeah.
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 So I'm sorry.
For monasticism, I feel like it's definitely something I am considering.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even when I was younger and they ask you in school, oh, what do you want to do? I've never had something. Oh, I'm so set on that. Oh, if I'm not a firefighter,
If I'm not this, I can't do it.
yeah, I can't do anything. It's always been, whatever. And that's kind of just how it's been most of my life with sports and jobs. I'm like, I'll try this, and then I'll do it for a while. I'm like, that was cool.
That was cool. On to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like with being a monastic, it's the hardest and most beautiful thing possible. You are attending liturgies every day, you're praying constantly, you're physically working, which is insanely honorable. Actually building stuff, actually, doing everything, which is such an amazing thing. It's not like you're just sitting in an office with a prayer up, you're actually doing God's work, building churches,
Building the monastery up.
exactly,
Yeah.
like spreading, scenes by painting these icons and
Yep.
doing
Hand carving
everything.
things.
Exactly. And just going to the monastery and going to church and even just praying at my house, there's no other spiritual and physical peace other than that which you get from God.
Yeah.
So even if I were to be a firefighter, like the highlight of my week, which obviously it should be, would just be praying at my house and being at liturgy.
Yeah.
So why not just devote my
Why
whole
not just
life
skip
to
the
that?
steps and only go to
Exactly.
liturgy?
And even before, when I was younger, I've always liked the simple stuff. Like, I just redid my icon corner in my house, but before I had most of my icons, and then I had a super simple one, and I found myself in the super simple one, praying all the time.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I thought about living in a small mobile home or just a super small house where it's you just need these things and you're good. So I've always loved the simple life, and that's how it is being a monastic. You don't get these pleasures of having a bidet or having a two-story house.
Bro's about to have a bidet as a monk.
Yeah, you don't have extra bedrooms.
Bro's gonna build the abbot a bidet.
Yes, I would. And then it's just a simple life. It's always in communion with God, with the holy sacraments, with doing
Is
physical work.
Extremely difficult though.
Oh yeah, I was talking to a friend about this, and for a lot of people, it's really over romanticized. If
Oh,
that's the right
absolutely.
word.
Did Matt tell you that?
Huh?
Did Matt tell
No,
you
no,
that?
no.
Oh, Matt told me that.
Yeah, so it definitely is yeah, I don't understand how hard it's gonna be. No one does until you've been there, 30 years, and then you'll probably understand how it is. But I feel like that's really, God willing, will be the option.
Do you think how dead set are you on
If I get the blessing, I'm doing it.
whose blessing would you need?
Well, so I talked to Father David about it,
What did he tell you?
and he told me after you're baptized, if you're consistent for 5 years, then
Then do it.
do it. And if I'm able to, if I can be consistent with it, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Screw my job. Screw everything
I
else.
mean, yeah. What are you?
Because I don't have the calling to be. I never felt like I should be a priest.
Yeah.
I think it would be an amazing idea to be a father, but I mean I'm not dating anyone. So
You've never had a deep desire to be married or to have kids, or?
I mean I've always thought it'd be a beautiful thing, but it's not like this is my life calling.
Well, yeah. I mean, thinking it would be a beautiful thing, and thinking this is my calling are two different things.
Yeah.
Because I would think that. I don't know. I'm trying to discern.
What you want to do. What
Yeah,
you're going
I'm
to
pretty
do.
much. I know I'm gonna be a priest. But let's say I was single.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be okay, I'm discerning monasticism.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
how much monasticism can you really discern when you're in a relationship?
That's
that's
a
not a
lot
bad.
harder.
That's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
Um,
No.
To be in a relationship, that's a beautiful thing. Both are equally as difficult. But even St. John Chrysostom wrote that marriage was actually harder than monasticism.
Mhm.
He originally said that monasticism was the hardest. Then he later in his life wrote about how hard marriage life was. And he was like, this is harder than monasticism.
Yeah.
It's like, because now you have to balance your spiritual life with another individual.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just as difficult, if not more difficult. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm the same way where I can tell you, I thought about politics and I was like, it just doesn't sit with me. I've thought about being a psychologist, but that was never like a thing I was dead set on. I was like, well, I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Because I like talking to people. But then I was like, do I listen enough? And then, I don't know, there were things like that. But then I always thought back, even when I was Catholic, I always was like, I want to be a priest.
Mhm.
And then I discovered women. And then that was like, well, no, I think maybe I want to be married. So I've always wanted to be a priest. I've always kind of had that calling to be in the spiritual order. But I think it just
100%.
took some exploring into the more worldly jobs to be like, okay, what do I actually want to do? It is going to be torturous to be a priest.
Yeah.
Like, how do I put this? I'm happy about it, but I'm also not happy about it. I'm happy about the suffering. It's going to be the most torturous thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And what did one priest say? He said it is the biggest burden.
Mhm. Yeah.
But he said it's also the best burden to have.
Yes, for sure.
And I think monasticism is pretty similar.
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot of people just see it as, oh, you just
You go away and pray.
you're just praying,
But it's
you don't
deeper.
have a phone, you're chilling, but like,
And some of them even do have phones.
but yeah, some of I wouldn't want to.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to have a phone.
I would be, yeah.
But it's the hardest. I mean, there's stories from Mount Athos of monks having black eyes.
Oh yeah, from fighting demons.
Yeah, and I mean, just like even exclude the physical part, just being alone by yourself and having to not think about actual stuff, like worldly stuff.
Not thinking about real things.
That's the hardest thing. But I can't even slow my mind down normally. So when I'm alone, it's just gonna be even harder.
So let's talk about Elder Ephraim.
Saying that.
He's a big inspiration. I mean, especially recently, I feel very close to him. What time are we at?
36.
Okay. Yeah, he's been a big inspiration to me. I mean, I feel very called. Like, I feel like I don't know, there's, how do I put this? I feel a sense of connection with him.
Yeah.
I've always had this with the saints, and I don't know how to describe it to other people because I just feel it. It's not really something you can explain.
Yeah.
But the best way I can explain it is I'll hear the lives of these saints,
Yeah.
and I am so drawn to them that I'll continuously be like, I want to hear that again,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to hear that again until I start memorizing key
And
points of their life.
yeah.
And then after I start listening to those, I'm like, I feel so close to this saint. And I'll be honest with you, there's some saints that I'm like, I don't feel as close to this saint.
Yeah.
And then I hear that saint story and I'm like, I feel like I know this person now.
Mhm.
Like, face to face, I feel like I'm there with this person.
Yes.
And even in prayer, like there's times where I call upon them and I start having a conversation. I can feel that they're listening.
Yeah, 100%.
Like even like Nectarios. Nectarios and Porphyrios especially, where I like will actually talk to them.
Yeah.
And I guess like the saints that I would say, there's a couple, most of the ones on my icon wall are the ones that I feel like
The closest to.
those are the ones I'm closest to.
Mm-hmm.
But especially Nectarios, Porphyrios, Paisios, all the Isioses, especially like Herman of Alaska, Georgia, why is my brain slipping?
St. George.
Yeah, George of Georgia. Is that right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Why is my Gabriel of Georgia.
St. Gabriel of Georgia, yeah.
The Fool for Christ.
Uh-huh.
Those especially, I think those would be like, the best. And then one who I don't even know all that much about his life. I know a good bit, but
Or
I
you
don't
just
know.
like him.
Well, I venerated his relics.
Oh yeah.
Joseph the New of Parthos.
Uh-huh.
You can find like a lot of icons of him actually. So he's decently well known. Like people know of him.
Yeah.
But he's not like a super famous saint.
Mm-hmm.
Saint Joseph the New of Parthos, Metropolitan of Timisoara. Like, look at how many icons there are of him.
Yeah.
You can find them everywhere. Yeah, here's relics that I got to go before and venerate in Timisoara, and it's his. Okay, I gotta be honest. I don't love when people take pictures of relics.
Oh.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's disrespect because I'm not there
To have a photo of it.
Yeah, I'm not there to take pictures of it. I'm not there to do it. I'm there to actually venerate and speak to the person. Yeah, I venerated his relics like 7 times while I was there in Timisoara because I just felt so drawn to it. I wanted to just stay in the cathedral and live in it.
Yeah.
So a piece of his bone is held in this reliquary,
Uh-huh.
and then these are his vestments. These are his priestly or his bishop's vestments. From the 1700s, they're still preserved, and then that's another piece of his bone, I believe, right there.
Yeah.
But they have it in Timisoara still, and that venerating his relics before I was ever even fully Orthodox. I was a catechumen, but I wasn't fully. That's cool. Look at that. That's a chapel.
That's awesome.
Dedicated to him. That's awesome. Where is that? Holy cow. Is this in America? The Romanian Orthodox Church. Oh, it's in Ecuador.
Mm.
That's awesome. Began in the midst. Wow. That's awesome. Look at this church.
Yeah.
It's a little mission parish. That's interesting.
Insane.
That's interesting. They have a. Oh,
Like
it's
they
not
do.
an Our Lady of Guadalupe. It kind of is. So I've read that a lot of the Orthodox churches in South America,
Have it.
they actually do. That they allow like Our Lady of Guadalupe and certain things like that because the Catholic community is there, wanted there. So they
I
include
don't
it.
think it's bad.
No, I mean, it's an apparition, so it kind of is up for debate on if it's a real apparition or not. But whatever. I've heard some other ones say it, but that's a crazy iconostasis right there. And they just have the banner icons.
Mm-hmm.
There's St. Joseph of Parthos. But that's like actually pretty cool. But yeah, it's a valid Orthodox church.
Amen.
That's really cool. Bro does not look happy to be there.
Hmm.
But also, I like how he's not smiling in any of the picture. But that's just an awesome chapel. Like the
Yeah, it's beautiful.
architecture of that is beautiful. Yeah, let's see. There's a video. Well, if anybody knows Ecuadorian and can translate that, but wow, yeah, the Romanian Orthodox Metropolia of America.
Amen.
Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, he's a great saint. He was the there's a couple. I'll talk about a couple of his miracles real quick. He where is that? Monster Holy Archangels. That's cool. He a couple different times. I think it was once or twice actually. I don't know. I'm saying a couple different times. There was a fire in the city, and there was a drought, and they would come up to him and go, Metropolitan, what do we do? And he'd go, all right. And he'd raise his hands up and go, start praying to the Panagia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Panagia, bring us rains, yada 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 yada. And all of a sudden, and beseech your son that we may have rain and this, that, and it. Immediately it starts raining and the fire stops.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were times that, there's others, miracles and whatnot that he had done, but that's one of the most infamous. There were other local ones that he had done, like when he had passed away
Mm-hmm.
and they did his procession, the whole city smelled like myrrh.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks. And then when they exhumed his relics, he was incorrupt, so they put him back in. And that happened for like 3 decades before finally.
Wasn't that with St. Herman of Alaska too?
Yeah, St. Herman, and same with St. Olga,
Mm-hmm.
and same with Nectarios. All their relics were incorrupt for like 40 years
Mm-hmm.
until finally God decided to let them decompose so their relics could be distributed.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they continue to be incorrupt,
Yeah.
and they just use their body as the relic. I forget what saint it is, but there's a saint that his body is literally processed. Like people lay down, and they all lay down like in a giant link, and they bring the relics, his whole body, above them in a reliquary.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole city. I think it's in Greece. And people lay there, and the relics pass over them. But yeah, the whole city, when they exhumed his relics, finally, when they had decomposed, the first time, the whole city smelled like I think it was described as a floral scent, like rose.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, same thing. Third time, same thing. Fourth time, the whole city smelled like myrrh when they had found his bones, and then they took them back to the cathedral, and he was canonized a saint later on. But yeah, like Elder Saint Ephrem is one of those saints that I think. Do we know where his relics are? Probably in Arizona. Probably. I wonder when they're going to try to exhume him.
I mean, yeah, I've just heard there's like, obviously he is the saint.
Yeah.
Obviously he is.
There's
I've heard-
controversy around him.
Yeah, because of what one of the monks did. Yeah. But, yeah.
But also, he's not a direct reflection of what.
Elder from.
Yeah. What else? Cultic allegations. Numerous critics have accused the movement surrounding Elder Ephrem of being a cult due to the emphasis on unquestioned obedience to the elder and other monastics. Specific claims mention followers engaging in extreme displays of devotion, such as women washing his feet and drinking the water, which critics view as a form of worship that is only appropriate for God.
I love how they do this with Orthodox and Catholics. They try to tell you what your worship is.
Yeah.
They're like, how are you?
Now, I don't know of anything of washing his feet and drinking the water.
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard of that ever being a thing. Spiritual and psychological abuse. There are reports of spiritual abuse within these monasteries, including allegations of brainwashing and ill treatment of some monastics and pilgrims. One prominent, though disputed, case involves a former monk named Scott Nuvens who committed suicide after making abuse allegations against the elder. Doctrinal and canonical disputes. Elder Ephrem's teachings have been called into question by some clerics and lay people who consider them dangerous or radical. The difference is they don't understand that
That's
all
what
of
you're-
this stems from the Athonite tradition.
Yeah.
So they're taking the Athonite monastic tradition and taking it outside. The reason we never hear this from this monks on Mount Athos is because they don't allow media coverage there. And everybody in Greece knows, this is the kind of crap that monastics do. They do crazy things and devotions to show obedience, to humble themselves.
Yeah, there was a story Father Paul Trurenbach said, and he was
Mhm.
like, they were on the edge of a cliff just doing prostrations for hours.
Yeah.
And one of the monks goes, aren't you afraid we're going to get dizzy and die? And he goes, didn't you come here to die? Like, that's
Yeah.
how crazy it seems.
Yeah.
But I
See-
mean, you're going into it for a monastic life, which obviously it's going to be hard and get harder and harder, but
Yeah.
I mean, you should have considered, am I willing to be obedient? I'm not saying he didn't. But
Wait till we get to this one. Marriage and monasticism. Specific allegations mention that followers were instructed that marriage is sinful and monasticism is the only path to salvation.
I don't know where they got that.
I don't believe that was ever taught, because I'm literally reading the letters from Elder Ephrem and his homilies, and there's literally one on the Passion of Lust, and he says you need to get married.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Ecumenism and converts. Some of his writings and his practices within the monasteries have been criticized for their strict stance against ecumenicism and for questioning the validity of chrismation, a sacrament for receiving converts.
Yeah,
conform to
there's
another.
always been controversy on that.
That's always been, and it's always been a thing in Mount Athos that they don't really do that.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism. Certain writings associated with the Elder were found to contain references to protocols of the Elder of Zion, a known anti-Semitic forgery. Questions have been raised regarding the funding and wealth of the monasteries established by the Elder in the United States. They point to the opulent nature of St. Anthony's Monastery and a lack of financial transparency, with some alluding to possible money laundering. Alright, man. Supporters of Elder Ephraim largely dismiss these claims as results of overzealous followers or misunderstanding of traditional Athonite monastic practices by secular American culture. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it is. Now, the whole thing of this washing of feet and drinking it, I'm going to look this up and see if that's ever been, like, where are they getting that from? What reports? Because that would be kind of something crazy that a monk would probably ask to do. But I've never heard of that. For this claim. But I was unable to find reliable published documentation that substantially supports these specific claims. Below is a summary of what is and what is not. What is documented about the, quote, cult-like accusations, including lay groups and clergy, have described the Ephraimite movement as very cult-like and strict. But that's always happened. Among the criticisms are claims of unhealthy obedience, isolation from parish life, and undermining normal parish communities. Okay, anyway, doesn't even make any sense. That's kind of the point of the monastery. As one summary notes, some clergy view Elder Ephraim as a living saint or attribute to him miracles of healings. Well, yeah, a kind of cult of personality. That's kind of what a saint is. According to one analysis, his movement has led to divisions and disruptions in families and parish lives.
Yeah. That's the people's fault. That's not.
Yeah, that's not his fault. That was the same with Christ. I'm not saying he's Christ, but I'm saying, like, Christ did the same thing, caused divisions. He literally said, "I'm coming to split father against son and mother against daughter." There's no evidence. There's no documented evidence that. Thus, there is some documented evidence that some Orthodox Christians and scholars have described the movement as cult-like because of the authoritarian structures. But those are all people who don't know Athonite tradition anyway.
Amen.
I want to see their sources for this. Orthodox Christian laity. Alright, I'm not trusting something. That website looks like this. Sign the Declaration for Orthodox Unity? What does that mean? I'm not clicking that. Slogan yeah, I'm not even paying attention to that. That's not really a real. That's literally Reddit for Orthodox. I'm not trusting that as a noted source. Everybody's gonna have an opinion on everybody. Yeah, okay. They just pulled from Orthodox Reddit for all of this. I'm not. What is this source? Religii-Scope? Yeah, I'm not trusting that either. What is not documented? I found no scholarly or journalistic source that credibly documents the followers publicly engaging in foot washing rituals, including women washing his feet and drinking the water. While there are some anti-Sodal claims on anti-Ephraim websites and blogs. Yeah, makes sense. Such sources are not academically reliable and are often anonymous or first-person testimonies and do not provide any verifiable evidence. I remember once I was at my relative's house where Elder Ephraim was visiting, and they performed the ritual. This ritual where they washed his feet and forced me and other children to wash our faces with the water that had been used to wash his feet.
I don't know where they're getting that.
All right. One of two things: either this is like just made up because they saw somebody else, or this is completely misconstrued. Because if I were to wash Christ's feet, yeah, I'm throwing that water back on my face, brother. Like that is okay. If St. Paul comes.
Mm-hmm.
And I wash his feet, I'm splashing that water on my face.
Uh-huh.
Or I'm washing my hands with that water.
Yeah.
I'm getting a vial of that water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. if Saint Paisios comes to my house and I wash his feet, yeah, I'm gonna get some of that water on me. Yeah, if Elder Ephraim comes to my house and I wash his feet, yeah, that water just touched a holy person. So if you believe like that's something a yaya would do, oh, the holy monk came, now you have to wash your face with the water. Like, I think that's just a misconstruction. Even it says even in investigative reports against him, none mention foot washing or water drinking as documented rituals associated. So, and I don't know. The people I've talked to, then the elders who knew him, that I referred to him as a saint, all of them are like, oh yeah, that guy's a saint. Mm-hmm. That man was a saint. So I don't understand.
Yeah, everyone says he is.
Yeah. I don't know where. I've never heard somebody say that he was not a saint. That was Orthodox. Mm-hmm. I've never heard an Orthodox say otherwise. This is Father Seraphim Rose. Mm-hmm. Why has he not been canonized yet, do you think?
I actually don't know, honestly. But I mean, I refer to him as saint.
Oh, I do too.
So
let's look it up. What are some of his notable things that stick out to you?
His insane past before Orthodoxy.
Or was a gay rager?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people can relate to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just the sexual immorality part in general.
And just, like, not knowing what religion and, everything. I feel like a lot of people have that story.
Oh, for sure. I've seen his icons, though.
I think they're beautiful.
There's icons of him and Elder Ephraim that are on, like, literal church buildings I've seen.
Yeah, Father Justin used to have a painted icon in his church of St. Ephraim.
Wow. Let's see. Controversial theological teaching. One of the biggest issues cited is his advocacy for the Toll House teaching. I see.
For Father Seraphim Rose?
Yeah.
Or he's not the first to do that.
No. Ecclesiastical and canonical complications. Some critics argue that when he was received in the church, the method chrismation rather than triple immersion baptism, because of his prior Protestant baptism, was deemed valid enough, was problematic.
I think that's stupid because there's canonized saints that were received by chrismation.
Yeah, I agree. According to sources sympathetic to him, even though local believers venerate him, no full canonization process has been initiated or concluded by a major synod. In Orthodox tradition, often called glorification, tends to require a body of evidence accepted by the synod, holy life, writings, miracles, unanimous or broad hierarchical support, and often time.
Yeah. I mean, even...
In February 2023, a bishop in the Georgian Orthodox Church declared that Seraphim Rose had been locally canonized in the diocese.
Yeah.
Some other bishops elsewhere have given sermons referring to him as a saint. We just heard that from Saint... I don't know if you were there, from Father Justin when he said that.
About Seraphim Rose?
Yeah.
I wasn't, but I heard him talk about Elder Ephraim being a saint.
He said Elder Ephraim and Seraphim Rose are both saints.
Oh, I think I was there then.
Among lay believers in certain parishes, icons of him are already used. Liturgies and prayers invoking him happen. His memory is honored as if he were a saint.
I mean, that's how it is with every saint before they canonize St. Olga, St. Paisios.
Yeah. A formal organization. Well, I mean, it looks like it's going to happen eventually.
It will. I mean, even if it doesn't, everyone's going to learn his story and ask for his intercession.
I'm Dupree Deprev. I don't know if you know his story.
No.
He's another
one. Wait. I know the name. I don't remember.
He was the elder in Bulgaria who literally just became a beggar.
Yes,
and would raise thousands of dollars.
I have a few videos I've reposted of him. Dude, I love him so much.
I want to get an icon of him.
I don't know if officially they do, but I've seen icons of him.
Legacy, I think, has one, but I don't like it. Debris, I just looked up Debris, and it comes up Bulgarian philanthropist.
Yeah.
Dupree Deprev.
Yeah. The fact that we have videos of him is so cool.
He only died in he was 103 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was born in 1914 and died in 2018.
He just died?
Mm-hmm.
God.
There's a movie about him?
Really?
The Silent Angel?
Oh, that name's fitting. Wow, that's beautiful.
There's a movie?
We gotta have everyone watch it.
Where do we find this movie?
Has it been released yet?
It says this was 6 years ago. An inspirational film and is an amazing example of what we call in everyday life. Where to watch? Let's see. IMDb. No, I'm not watching whatever that was. Wow.
Hour 25. Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah, I love this story.
I don't know where you. We're gonna have to look up where you watch that.
Yeah, we'll find it.
But anyway, I want to find an icon of him because he's a great saint. I mean, he's going to be canonized for sure as a holy fool for Christ. Oh look,
I love the Fool for Christ. You know the Saint Basil, the
Mhm.
Fool for Christ.
a little bit about him. I haven't read his full story
Yeah.
yet, but
I love this.
even if I can't find an icon of him, shoot, I would just
I
get
mean,
a
you can just
picture of him.
print a photo of him.
Yeah. They do that for a lot of people who aren't fully glorified as saints yet, but are considered
Yeah.
saints. All right, what are we getting into here? Who are these women? That's a great picture. That's crazy. I mean, look at this. There he is.
Yeah.
He was definitely.
Yeah, we have videos of him in a church.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It really is. $103.
That's insane.
Wow. Oh, look, there's murals actually painted.
I
to
wonder
him.
how he felt at 103. I wonder if he was still just like fine, just going around town.
Well,
I'm sure
I
he
mean,
was.
this says when he was 100, there were murals painted to him, and he was celebrated as a living saint in Bulgaria.
It's crazy.
He-
I feel like he would have been fine, like
With
being
what?
a living saint, like being that old, still moving around.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
He was walking around. It says he was walking around, just wandering until he was pretty much on his deathbed.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I can only hope to be people like him in my journey
Mhm.
through Orthodoxy. I think I will. It's kind of crazy. Most priests have a story of at least meeting one living saint. At some point. That's what's crazy. And it's just like, holy cow. Or miracles that have been done around them by holy people that they think will eventually become saints when they die.
Mhm.
Living saint, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's the other thing, to deny the miracles around Orthodoxy when there's still miracles
Oh yeah.
still going on with these saints to this day. I mean, you look at Catholic saints. Name a modern Catholic saint off the top of your head that's done anything close to what Paisios did.
Yeah.
You can't. They may be martyrs, they may have done good things, but none of them are like the saints of old that they used to have in the Catholic Church, and it makes me wonder why.
That's what Father Paul Junebug talks about.
Well, I mean, I look at this new saint that was just canonized in Catholic Church, the teenage boy
Oh yeah.
that was like basically just a marriage counselor. Like, yeah, I'm not denying he was a good guy, but how does that make him a saint? You know what I mean? I don't understand.
I just don't think too hard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, come on now. But you compare that to like Saint Paisios or like Saint Porphyrios or Dupré de Prèves or any of that, and it's like, holy cow! Like, look at what these people did compared to that. And I'm not comparing apples to oranges, but I'm just saying, like, you look at the difference between Orthodox saints, modern Orthodox saints, and modern Catholic saints. You see a huge difference. You really do. Was there anything else you want to touch on before we end?
No, the only thing that came to my mind that I didn't say is you were like, what about monastic life? Saint Paisios was a monk.
Yeah.
And Saint Paisios, when he was younger, wanted to be a carpenter because of Christ. So it's kind of like following in your father's footsteps. Yeah.
Yeah, your spiritual father's
Yeah.
footsteps.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, River.
course.
It was a pleasure having you. And thank y'all for watching. Our next episode should be, I think it'll either be with Guyan, our editor, maybe with Lindsay. Maybe we can get Deacon or Father Justin, or maybe we can get maybe we can find the priest's wife that we found from
Yeah.
they live, maybe
Yeah, she was amazing.
maybe we can get her on. That would be great to get a woman, especially a priest's wife, But that'll be a whole ordeal to get her on the show
Yeah.
because of all the kids and the church being all the way in Houston. But anyway, I just want to thank y'all for watching. It really does mean everything. Thank y'all.